You can't just keep it all. My aunt's voice cut across the dinner table like a knife. Family shares? That's what Grandpa would have wanted. I looked around the table. 6 faces. All of them nodding. All of them sure they were right. I opened my laptop. Then let's hear it from him. The room went quiet. My uncle set down his wine glass. My brother leaned forward. I had proof. 4 minutes and 23 seconds of it. I turned the screen toward them and clicked play. Grandpa's face filled the monitor. Reading glasses on. Workshop visible behind him. Alive. Clear. Angry. My uncle's fork hit the plate. Because what Grandpa said in that video didn't just prove them wrong. It proved they'd been planning this betrayal since before he even died. Drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from and what time it is. It's past midnight here and my hands are still shaking. And if you're already hooked, hit that like button. You're going to want to stay for this. Let me back up. My grandpa wasn't rich, but he was careful. 30 years as a machinist, then another 20 running his own workshop. He saved everything. Receipts, voice memos, warranties for tools he bought in 1974. I spent every summer with him from the time I was 8. He taught me how to use a lathe, how to read a contract, how to balance a checkbook. Never sign what you haven't read, he'd say. And always keep a copy. I was the only grandkid who kept coming around after I turned 12. My brother visited twice a year, Christmas and Grandpa's birthday. My cousins even less, but I showed up every week, even through college. When he died last March, I thought I'd lost the one person who actually saw me. Then the estate lawyer called. There's a private bequest earmarked for you, separately from the main estate. He wouldn't say how much over the phone, just that it was in something called a designated trust, Section 7.4. I didn't tell anyone, but by that weekend the whole family knew. I still don't know who leaked it. The lawyer swore it wasn't him, but my phone started lighting up Saturday morning. Group texts, calls, voicemails, all with the same message. We need to talk. Sunday brunch. My parents' house. I walked in and knew immediately I'd been set up. Mom, Dad, my brother, my aunt and uncle, even my cousin who I hadn't seen in 3 years, all sitting around the table, waiting. We wanted to talk about Grandpa's money, my mom started. Gentle, careful. He would have wanted all of us taken care of. My brother jumped in. It's not fair that one person gets a separate fund. We're all family. My aunt nodded. This is what family does. We share. I tried to say I hadn't even seen the documents yet, that I didn't know what the amount was. 150,000, my uncle said. So they'd already done the homework. Split 5 ways, that's 30 each, my brother said. Or you put it all in a family pool and we vote on what it's used for. I just stared. Don't be selfish, my aunt said. My mom reached across the table. Honey, you know Grandpa would want us to be fair. Fair. My brother leaned in close. You really think you deserve more than the rest of us? There it was. Not a request. An accusation. My uncle slid a piece of paper across the table. We're meeting with the estate attorney on Tuesday. You'll sign the redistribution agreement then. I said I'd think about it. I didn't say I wouldn't show up. I didn't go to the meeting. I called the lawyer Monday night and told him I wasn't signing anything. Wednesday, he called me back. Your family has filed a petition to challenge the will. They're claiming undue influence and diminished capacity. My stomach dropped. What does that mean? It means they're arguing your grandfather wasn't of sound mind when he made the designation, and that you manipulated him. There was a pause. The court's putting a temporary hold on disbursement pending a review. Could be 60 to 90 days. I hung up and stared at my phone. 10 minutes later, a text from my mom. You've turned your back on this family. Grandpa would be ashamed. I read it 5 times. Maybe she was right. Maybe I was being selfish. Maybe the fair thing really was to share. That night I drove to Grandpa's old workshop. My dad was supposed to be cleaning it out, but he hadn't touched it. I sat on the stool where Grandpa used to do his invoices. And I saw it. A wooden file box. The kind he made by hand. Painted on the side in his blocky handwriting, "For Alex, open if they push." Inside were 3 things. The first one made me sit down. A letter, handwritten, dated 2 weeks before he died. If you're reading this, it means they got greedy. Grandpa's words. He listed every gift he'd given them in the last 3 years. $15,000 to my brother for a business loan that never got paid back. $20,000 to my parents for a roof repair. $8,000 to my aunt for medical bills. Every one of them had asked. Every one of them had received. "I gave them what they asked for," the letter said. "I gave you what you earned." Under the letter was a second document, a notarized statement from his accountant. Disbursement log, 2019 to 2022. Total prior distributions to extended family, $67,000. Total to me, 0. Because I had never asked. The accountant had signed it. Stamped it. Dated it 3 weeks before Grandpa passed. I sat there holding the papers and I felt something shift. This wasn't about fairness. It never had been. But the second thing in that box, that was the one I knew would end this. I just didn't know yet how ugly it would get first. Word got out that I had documents. I don't know how. Maybe the lawyer mentioned it in a filing. Maybe someone saw me leave the workshop with the box. But within 48 hours, the pressure doubled. My brother showed up at my apartment unannounced. He tried charm first. "Look, we can settle this without lawyers. Just come to the table." When I didn't answer, his voice changed. "You're really going to drag Grandpa's name through court over this? Make the whole family look bad?" "I'm not the one who filed," I said. And I shut the door. That night, my aunt posted on Facebook. I didn't see it until a friend sent me a screenshot. Some people forget what family means. Praying for the truth to come out. Broken heart emoji. Praying hands. The comments lit up. People I hadn't spoken to in years, all agreeing. All assuming I was the villain. Then the lawyer sent an email. They've escalated. Now they're demanding a full estate audit. If they push this to probate court, your legal fees alone could hit $30,000. It's your call, but I need to know if you want to fight. I opened my laptop. I looked at the second document from Grandpa's box. And I finally understood the whole game. An email chain, printed, highlighted, forwarded to Grandpa's accountant 4 months before he died. Between my mom and my uncle. Subject line, "Read Dad's estate strategy." I read the first one. "We need to make sure the estate is split evenly. I'll talk to him about updating the will this weekend." My uncle's reply 2 days later. "Tried, he won't budge. Says Alex earned it. I think we need to be realistic about contesting after Grandpa died." I scrolled down. Another email. 1 week before he passed. "Lawyer won't return my calls. We'll have to go the probate route. Cite cognitive decline. We can win on optics." My mom's response. "Agreed. Alex won't fight us. Too soft." There was one more email at the bottom of the chain. From Grandpa to his accountant. "Make sure Alex gets this if I go before I can fix it." He knew they were coming for me. And he left me the ammunition. Now I knew this was never about fairness. It was about control. And I was done being soft. I started digging. Public records, LinkedIn, property databases. My brother's business loan, his LLC had dissolved 6 months ago. 2 liens filed against him. He owed at least $40,000 to private lenders. My parents' house? They'd refinanced it. Twice. Current balance, $298,000 on a house worth $310,000. The last refinance was 6 months ago. My aunt's husband, laid off. Her LinkedIn said, "Exploring new opportunities." Code for unemployed. They were all underwater. $150,000 split 5 ways is $30,000 each. That doesn't solve anything. But together, if they could pressure me into caving, into splitting it or settling for half, it bought them time. I found one more thing in Grandpa's box. A note from his estate attorney. Handwritten on firm letterhead. "They will come for this. Stand firm. You earned it by showing up. They spent theirs before they even got it." I could have walked away, taken half just to end it, gone back to my quiet life. But Grandpa's last line in the letter stopped me. Don't you dare give them a dime out of guilt. I read it again, and I made a choice. At the bottom of the box was a thumb drive. Labeled in Grandpa's hand, final word, play this only if you must. I plugged it into my laptop. One video file, 4 minutes, 23 seconds. The thumbnail showed Grandpa sitting at his workbench. Date stamp, March 18th, 2022. 3 weeks before he died. I pressed play, watched it all the way through. By the end, I was crying. Then I was angry. Then I was calm. I called the estate lawyer. The video will is notarized? Yes, 2 witnesses on camera. Completely admissible. If they see it and still proceed, they'll lose in court and you can countersue for fees. Good, I said. I opened the family group chat. Typed one message. Dinner at my place. Friday, 7 p.m. Bring everyone who signed the petition. We settle this face to face. My brother replied first. Finally being reasonable. I didn't answer. I spent Thursday cleaning my apartment. I set the table for 6. I put the laptop at the head. Grandpa's seat. Friday at 6:58, the doorbell rang. They had no idea what was coming. They came in tense. My mom hugged me, but it felt stiff. My brother didn't make eye contact. I served dinner. Kept it simple. Pasta, salad, bread. No one said much. When we finished, I cleared the plates. Came back with the laptop. Grandpa wanted to say something. My uncle frowned. What are you talking about? I opened the screen. Turned it so everyone could see. Just watch. I hit play. Grandpa's face filled the frame. Reading glasses. Workshop behind him. Flannel shirt I'd seen 1,000 times. He looked right into the camera. Hey, kiddo. If you're hitting play, I'm gone. And they're giving you hell. My mom's hand went to her mouth. Grandpa kept talking. So let me make this clear. For everyone at the table. He listed them by name. My brother. My parents. My aunt and uncle. I gave your brother $15,000 in 2020. Told him it was a loan. Never saw a dime back. My brother stared at the screen. I gave your mom and dad $20,000 for a roof. Then they asked for more 6 months later. I said no. My father looked down. I gave your aunt $8,000 for medical bills. Found out later it went to a timeshare. My aunt's face went red. Every single one of you asked. Every single one of you got. Grandpa leaned closer to the camera. Alex never asked. Not once. Alex just showed up. Fixed my lathe. Listened when I needed to talk. That's why the workshop fund is Alex's. All of it. My uncle started to say something. Let him finish, I said. Quiet. Firm. Grandpa's voice got hard. I'm recording this on March 18th, 2022. I am of sound mind. My attorney is here. My doctor is here. This is legal. This is final. The camera pulled back. 2 people stepped into frame. A woman in a blazer. A man in a white coat. The notary spoke first. I'm witnessing this testamentary recording. Mr. Carver has confirmed his intent and capacity. The doctor nodded. I've evaluated Mr. Carver today. He exhibits full cognitive function. No signs of diminished capacity. The video cut back to Grandpa. And kiddo, don't you dare give them a dime out of guilt. The screen went black. No one moved. I closed the laptop. The petition gets withdrawn by Monday. Or my lawyer files this with the court and countersues for fees. I looked at each of them. Your choice. My brother stood up. Walked out without a word. My mother started crying. By Sunday, the petition was dismissed. The disbursement came through 3 weeks later. $150,000. After taxes, about $112,000. I paid off my student loans. $31,000. Gone. Put a down payment on a small commercial space across town. An old garage bay. Needed work, but it had good bones. I turned it into a workshop. Bought used equipment. A lathe. A drill press. Workbenches I built myself using Grandpa's plans. I started teaching weekend classes. Woodworking for kids. Beginner metalwork for adults. If a family couldn't afford it, I didn't charge. That part was for Grandpa. 6 months after the dinner, my brother sent a text. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I hope you're doing okay. I stared at it for a long time. I wrote back. I appreciate that. I'm good. Hope you are too. We haven't spoken since. Maybe one day we will. Maybe we won't. My parents sent a Christmas card. Generic message. No mention of the money or the video. I sent one back. Same energy. Polite, distant. My aunt blocked me on everything. Last I heard, she's still posting vague things on Facebook. I don't check anymore. I didn't block her out of spite. I did it for peace. In the workshop, I hung a shadow box on the wall. Inside, Grandpa's reading glasses. The thumb drive. And the first thing we ever built together, a small wooden box with a sliding lid. I put a plaque underneath. Stand your ground. Some of the families who bring their kids to class ask about it. I tell them it was my grandfather's advice. They usually nod, like they understand. The money changed my life. It gave me options I never had. But the video changed something deeper. Grandpa didn't just leave me a trust fund. He left me permission. Permission to stop shrinking. To stop apologizing for taking up space. To believe I didn't have to earn love by giving pieces of myself away. Boundaries aren't revenge. They're respect. For the people who earned your loyalty. And for yourself. I think about the dinner sometimes. The look on their faces when Grandpa's voice filled the room. I don't feel good about it. But I don't regret it either. Because the truth is, I didn't take anything from them. I just refused to let them take something from me. Grandpa used to say, fair doesn't mean equal. Fair means you get what you give. I finally understand. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to choose between family pressure and what you knew was right? What did you do? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. And if this hit home, subscribe. I've got more receipts where these came from. This has been a fictionalized dramatization and is not legal or financial advice. Thanks for listening.